let's have a look at how we add and subtract fractions with algebra. So just a couple of reminders here. There were two different scenarios that we looked at. We had times when we've got fractions with the same denominator, and we can see in this first one, if I'm dividing by b, then we kept that b the same, and we simply added the numerator. The second type was when we had different denominators. And so what we had to do in that case, so if I had a denominator of b and a denominator d, I had to find the common denominator, and therefore I had to multiply top and bottom by the same number. So these are the two different methods we dealt with numbers, and we're going to do the same things with algebra. So here's a reminder when we had it with numbers. So a quarter plus a quarter is going to give me 2 quarters. So the base number 2, the base number 4 stays the same. And all I'm going to do is add the numbers on the top. 1 plus 1 will give me the 2. However, when I've got different denominators, I need to think about equivalent fractions. So if I had 1/3 plus 2 over 9, I needed to make those into a common denominator. So I was going to say, right, I'm going to leave the 2 over 9 alone. The 1/3, though, I need to make that into a denominator of 9. So 3 times what is equal to 9? 3 times 3. So I needed to multiply top and bottom by 3 in order to find the equivalent fraction. So therefore 3 times 1 on the top is 3. Now that I've got the same denominator, now I could combine them together and do 3 plus 2 is 5, and that would give me the answer. Alright, so that's just a quick reminder with numbers. Now we want to extend this to algebra, but the same ideas apply. If the base number is the same, so in this case the base is x, so if the base is the same, I can simply add the top. So 1 plus 2 is 3, and we've got a denominator of x. What if the denominator is not the same? Well, this is when we need to find the equivalent fraction. So I need to think about, right, I need to have two fractions where the denominators are the same. So what have we currently got on the denominator? Okay, I've got an x on one and I've got a 2y on the other. I need to combine these two together, and I need to have all of these pieces in the new combined version. So I need a 2 and an x and a y. So I need to make both of these fractions to have a 2x and a y on the bottom. Now I want you to think about what there is at the moment. So at the moment in the first fraction we've got an x. So we've already got the x. What are we missing? We're missing a 2 and a y. So I need to multiply this fraction, top and bottom, by 2y. So when I do the bottom, 2y times x, I'll get my 2xy that I want. When I do the top, 2y times 1, that's going to give me 2y. Now let's do the same kind of process for the second fraction. So the second fraction at the moment has a 2 and a y in the denominator, so a 2 and a y. It's missing the x, so that means I need to multiply top and bottom of that fraction by x. So 2y on the bottom times x will give me the 2xy I want. On the top, 1 times x will give me x. Now that I've got the same denominator, I can leave that denominator alone, and I'm going to simply add the things on the top, 2y plus x. And that's the final answer.